I wanted to point out that we need to pray and pray and pray for these workers, and the donations are important also. But I want to tell you about, this is something that has happened just so recently that I don't have pictures on it, but it all started when there were nature worshipers. Priests couldn't help a family because they had a family member who was devil-possessed.
Now, explain what nature worship is, because we've heard of Hinduism, we've heard of Buddhism, but what's nature worship?
They call it sarna there, and they can zero in on certain types of nature. Some people worship trees, others grasses, others animals, others celestial bodies, but they're all included. It's just certain people will zero in on other ones.
So will you see, and with Hinduism and Buddhism, you will go and you will actually see a temple, and people will have brought food, or there's an idol there. So say, for example, there's a sacred tree. Can you tell that there's a sacred tree by the people bringing things to them, or to that tree? Or
many times there are gifts underneath the tree.
Okay.
But I remember one grove of trees that I visited, I was told not to go near it in respect for them.
Interesting.
And it was a group of trees on a hillside.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. That kind of brings our viewers and me up to what nature worship is.
But this person was filled with an evil spirit. When it started out, it was a way that the family could earn some money, because this person would do unusual things to help a person.
Oh, so
But
they
then,
were using this person.
Yes, but then later it became an obstacle. It was a menace to her health and the well-being of the family, and so they wanted the spirit to leave her. So they went to the sarna priest, and the sarnas, or the nature worshippers, couldn't help, so they went to the Hindu priest, and they couldn't help. The priest there tried, and I mean, black goats were sacrificed, and chickens, etc., and a big fee was given to the priest, but nothing happened.
So this is overwhelming. I mean, these people are trying to fix this.
Yes, and the way they do it is offering these animal sacrifices, etc. They didn't dare mention the word Christians to help. But finally, there was a family member that just couldn't help it. She finally said, I heard about someone who prayed to their God, and the evil spirit left. I'll go. And she just went. And she found a gospel outreach worker, and the gospel outreach worker summoned his wife and the pastor to pray together with them, and together they prayed and they read scriptures, and the stories about the demon-possessed people had them cast out.
Yes.
And they prayed, and when they felt like God was with them and could face the devil at this place, they went together over to the home. And in the home, they visited with the people again, and they told them about the scriptures about Jesus casting out demons, and invited them to all believe. They would not pray unless they had the understanding that everyone believed. And if they didn't believe, they would just hold their head down and not respond. But if they said, yes, we believe, they would lift up their heads and they would be willing to follow. So they prayed for them, and what a surprise. I mean, it was remarkable how all of a sudden the evil spirit was gone.
Praise the Lord.
And
praise the Lord.
They knew that the spirit was gone. And of course, the first response was amazement and gratitude, and then the joy. And then they started to think, what about this family relative who lives far away? And so one of the persons spoke up, and she said, please, would you be willing to go to my sister's village?
Oh, because she also had the problem.
Yes, another evil spirit.
Oh,
she lives 35 kilometers away. Can you go? Well, the last time I was in India, I emphasized anytime somebody says, will you go?
You go.
It is a positive. No matter how far it is, no matter who it is, you go.
Yeah.
And they did what I told them, and that was to say, when?
Yeah.
And they said, when? And they said, tomorrow. They said, we will be ready.
Good.
And they did. They went the very next day. 35 kilometers to that family.
Well, and we need to say 35 kilometers, we might think that, what is that, 27 miles or something. Okay, well, we get in our car and we drive 27 miles, whatever. No, this is more complicated in
They'd
these
have
areas.
to take a train as far as they could go and walk a lot.
Yes.
And they had a lot of walking to do to get to this place. And the same thing happened in that village. They prayed, and they prayed until everyone was in agreement. And then they prayed until the evil spirit left. And again, they were so amazed and so thankful and so joyful. Another family member said, "Can you go?"
Oh, another person.
Another person.
Oh, dear.
7 kilometers away. "When shall we go?" "This afternoon." And they went. And now we have these 3 groups, these 3 large groups, you might say, because it's villages that have accepted, villages that know that this person has let the evil spirit go, and it was cast out by the prayers of a Christian. And so we are saying, let's get more people out there. We need more gospel outreach workers out there to spread this good news.
Because the devil is roaring around.
He is
roaring around, and the power of this book and the fact that the gospel outreach workers are praying over these people with the Bible on top of them. And in Luke 8, Jesus restored the demon-possessed man, and it's still happening today.
Yes.
He's still restoring people.
Yes.
He's still restoring people. So for these people to see and to know, and the power of, again, the ripple effect of, hey, God healed this person, he can do that for my person and
Yes.
their person and all of that.
It's amazing. And it is a joy for me to be able to visit with these people and see this is the person that was possessed and now is spreading the gospel.
And then they become believers, and then they accept Jesus, and then they go back to their villages, and they have the joy. And that's the joy, Bev. I mean, so we have joy and hope are what God gives us. Hope is the expectation that God's going to do great things, and he's coming again. And having the joy for living today. And being happy for what we have today and being able to share Jesus with somebody else.